Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's podcast. I'm Jason, and I'm very happy to have you here. In this podcast, we are going to talk about a very important topic for everyone who wants to speak English fluently. The topic today is the only way to become fluent in English. Yes, the only way. Many people try different methods like learning grammar rules, memorizing vocabulary, or taking many classes. But the truth is, there is one real way that works for everyone if you do it correctly. By the end of this podcast, you will understand exactly what it takes to speak English naturally, confidently, and without fear. You will also learn practical steps that you can start using today, even if you are a beginner. So, if you want to stop struggling and finally become fluent in English, keep listening. I will explain everything in simple words and easy steps. And don't worry, I will guide you step by step so you can understand and apply these tips in your daily life. Before we start, take a deep breath, relax, and get ready. Because today, you will learn the real secret to English fluency. So, before we talk about how to become fluent in English, let's first understand what fluency really means. Many people think that being fluent means speaking perfect English. They believe they must know all grammar rules and all words. But this is not true. Fluency is not about being perfect. Fluency means being able to speak, understand, and think in English naturally. It means you can communicate your ideas clearly without stopping too much or translating in your head. Imagine you are having a conversation with a friend. You don't think about every word, you just speak. That is fluency. It also means you can understand English when you listen, like in movies, songs, or conversations, and you can respond naturally. Fluency is also about confidence. You may make mistakes, and that is okay. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. The important thing is that you can express your ideas clearly and keep communicating. So, when we talk about becoming fluent in English, we are talking about speaking, thinking, listening, and understanding English naturally and confidently, not about being perfect. Now that we know what fluency really means, in the next part, we will talk about why many learners struggle and what stops them from becoming fluent. Now that we understand what fluency really means, let's talk about why many learners struggle to become fluent in English. Understanding these problems will help you avoid them. The first reason is that learners focus too much on grammar and rules. They think they must speak perfectly before they can talk to anyone. But this is a mistake. Spending too much time on grammar slows down your learning because real fluency comes from speaking and practicing, not just studying rules. The second reason is fear of making mistakes. Many learners are afraid to speak because they might say something wrong. This fear stops you from practicing. But the truth is, mistakes are a normal part of learning. Every fluent speaker made mistakes in the beginning. The third reason is limited practice and exposure. Some learners only study English in a classroom or from books. They don't use English in real life. If you don't listen, speak, read, and think in English every day, it is very hard to become fluent. Finally, many learners translate in their heads. They think in their native language first, and then try to find English words. This slows down speaking and makes conversations difficult. To become fluent, you need to think directly in English. So, the main problems are focusing too much on grammar, fear of mistakes, limited practice, and translating in your head. If you understand these problems, you can start changing your habits and move closer to fluency. In the next part, I will tell you the only real way to become fluent in English and why it works for everyone. Now, let's talk about the most important part, the only way to become fluent in English. Many people try different methods. They memorize vocabulary lists, study grammar, or take many classes. But the truth is, these methods alone will not make you fluent. Fluency comes from immersion and consistent practice. Let me explain these two words. Immersion means surrounding yourself with English in your daily life. This could be listening to English podcasts, watching English shows, reading English books, or even thinking in English. The more you are surrounded by English, the faster your brain learns it naturally. Consistent practice means using English every single day. Speaking, listening, reading, and writing in English are all important. It doesn't matter if you only have 10 to 15 minutes a day, but the key is to practice regularly. Daily practice helps your brain remember words, phrases, and sentences, and it trains you to think in English naturally. The combination of immersion and consistent practice is the secret to fluency. There is no shortcut. You cannot become fluent by studying only 1 hour per week or by only memorizing words. You need real exposure and daily use. The good news is, anyone can do this. You don't need to travel to an English-speaking country. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars. You just need to create an English environment around yourself and practice every day. So remember this simple formula. Immersion plus consistent practice equals fluency. In the next sections, I will show you practical steps to apply this formula in your daily life. You will learn how to think in English, speak confidently, listen actively, read, write, and use English every day. The first step to become fluent in English is to start thinking in English. Yes, thinking. Most learners make a common mistake. They always think in their native language first, and then translate to English. This slows you down and makes speaking very hard. To think in English, start with simple thoughts. For example, when you see a glass of water, think, "I am drinking water." When you see the sun, think, "It is a sunny day." These are small, easy sentences, but they train your brain to use English naturally. As you get comfortable, you can start thinking in longer sentences. For example, I am going to the market to buy some fruits. I hope they are fresh. This helps your brain get used to English grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure without translating. Another useful tip is to talk to yourself in English silently. Describe what you are doing, what you see around you, or what you plan to do next. For example, I am making tea. I will read a book after this. This may feel strange at first, but it is one of the most powerful ways to improve fluency. Remember, thinking in English is not about perfection. You will make mistakes in your mind, and that is okay. The important thing is that you train your brain to speak English naturally, without stopping to translate. So, start small, start simple, and gradually increase the complexity of your thoughts. Thinking in English every day will make your speaking much faster and more natural. The second step to become fluent is to speak without fear. Many learners want to speak English, but they are afraid of making mistakes. They worry about what others will think. This fear stops you from practicing, and without practice, fluency is impossible. Here's the truth. Mistakes are normal. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. The important thing is to keep speaking and keep trying. Every mistake you make is a step toward improvement. Start by talking to yourself. You can describe your day, your plans, or what you see around you. For example, I am going to cook lunch. I hope it will taste good. Speaking to yourself is safe, and it builds your confidence. Next, speak with others. Talk to friends, family, or language partners. Don't worry about grammar or perfect words. Focus on expressing your ideas clearly. If someone doesn't understand you, that's okay. You can explain in another way. Another tip is to repeat what you hear from English media. Listen to a sentence from a podcast, a song, or a movie, and say it out loud. This will improve your pronunciation and help you feel more comfortable speaking. Remember, speaking fluently comes from practice, not perfection. The more you speak, the faster you will improve. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start speaking today, even if you feel nervous. The third step to become fluent in English is to listen and learn actively. Listening is very important because it helps you understand how native speakers speak and how English really sounds. Many learners only read or study words in a book. But listening to real English every day trains your brain to understand natural speech, different accents, and common expressions. You can listen to podcasts, songs, movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos in English. At first, it may be difficult to understand everything, and that is okay. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Focus on the main ideas and meaning. A very useful tip is to repeat what you hear. Listen to a sentence or phrase, pause, and say it out loud. For example, if you hear, "I'm going to the store to buy some bread," repeat it. This helps you practice pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation, and it makes your speaking sound more natural. Also, pay attention to common words and phrases that are used in everyday conversations. These will help you speak naturally when you communicate with others. Remember, listening is not passive. Be active. Try to understand, repeat, and use what you learn. The more you listen, the easier it will become to think and speak in English naturally. The fourth step to become fluent in English is to read and write in English. Reading and writing are very important because they help you learn new words, understand grammar, and improve your thinking in English. Start with simple materials like short stories, articles, or even subtitles in movies. Reading helps you see how sentences are formed and how words are used in real situations. For example, when you read a story, pay attention to new words and phrases, and try to remember them. Writing is also very important. Start small. You can write short sentences about your day, your plans, or your thoughts. For example, today I woke up early. I had breakfast and went for a walk. Writing every day trains your brain to organize ideas in English, and it makes speaking much easier. Another tip is to combine reading and writing. For example, after reading a short paragraph or story, try to write a summary in your own words. This helps you understand and remember what you read, and it improves both your writing and speaking skills. Remember, you don't need to write perfectly. The goal is to practice expressing your thoughts in English. The more you read and write, the more confident you will become, and this will help you speak English more fluently. The fifth and very important step to become fluent is to use English every day. Fluency does not happen overnight. It happens when you practice English regularly, every single day. You can start by creating an English environment around yourself. For example, set your phone or computer in English, follow English pages on social media, or write your shopping list in English. These small habits help you immerse yourself in English naturally. Also, try to talk, listen, read, and write in English every day. Even if it's only 10 to 15 minutes, daily practice is more effective than long study sessions once a week. Consistency is the key. Another idea is to think of English as a part of your daily life. Describe what you are doing. Make plans in English in your mind, or speak to friends in English when possible. The more you use English in real situations, the faster you will become fluent. Remember, using English every day is not about perfection. It's about practice, exposure, and habit. The more you make English a part of your daily life, the easier it becomes to think, speak, and understand naturally. Before we finish, I want to give you some motivation and encouragement. Learning English and becoming fluent is not always easy. Sometimes you may feel tired, frustrated, or think progress is slow. And that is completely normal. Remember, fluency takes time. Even small steps every day add up to big results. Celebrate your progress. For example, if you understand a sentence in a movie or speak a full paragraph without translating, that is a success. These small victories will keep you motivated. Don't compare yourself with others. Everyone learns at their own pace. The key is to practice regularly, stay patient, and never give up. Mistakes are not failures. They are signs that you are learning and improving. Keep in mind, immersion plus consistent practice is your path to fluency. If you follow these steps every day, you will see progress, and one day, speaking English will feel natural and easy. You can do this. Believe in yourself, take small steps every day, and fluency will come. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. I hope you learned a lot about the only way to become fluent in English and how to start applying it in your daily life. Remember the key points. Think in English, speak without fear. Listen actively, read and write, and use English every day. Combine these steps with patience and consistent practice, and you will become fluent. Start today, take small steps, and enjoy the process. Fluency is not a dream. It is possible for anyone who practices every day. I'm Jason, and it was great to be with you today. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and I will see you in the next podcast. Goodbye.